good evening to Mr. Daniel, right? I assume. Okay. So,
Yes.
right. So today, we are going to have this interview with you, the engineer. So, right now, I would like to. For now, I would. First of all, I would like to introduce ourselves. So, for me, I am Anas Nafal, and the ones, the other one is Shadis, and uh, one of my friend is Afiq. So today we would like to have to interview you about this is about our assignment. So in our syllabus we have learned about ethics. So ethics that the practice for engineering. So in a company, so we learned that we learned that as for any organization or a company, so we have this ethic, the code of conduct for ethic. To this is just for for the employees or for the staffs that are working there to continue to have a harmony like interactions, or maybe like to work as a co-workers, to be to be efficient in any work they are doing for like any job. So for today, we would like to know about more about this ethics. I mean the real practice for your company that you are working on as an engineer, right? So for now, so can you give a little bit about your introduction, maybe about yourself, your biodata, or something like that? So please, Mr.
Okay.
Daniel.
Okay, I will make just brief introduction about myself lah. Okay, my name is Muhammad Zikri. I am alumni of UTM from FKM, and currently I'm working as Asia Pacific Delivery Operation Center Engineer at Huawei, and currently I'm supporting one of their project with Celcom. So now I'm currently based in PJ lah, because that is where Celcom punya HQ located. So now I'm currently work as project engineer, a bit far-fetched from my current position, my actual position. Okay, so that's all lah. A bit of introduction from me.
Right, thank you. So next, I would like to pass this to my friends to to give a little bit of questions, few questions for you to answer. Charis?
Okay. Can we proceed for the first question?
Okay.
Okay. As your engineer, can you define work ethic based on your perspective?
Okay. Work ethics is a subjective topic to me lah, because for some people they measure it with how many hours you work in a day, and some people have different definition about work ethics lah. But for me, work ethics is something you can measure with how you can deliver your task lah. So let's say we are comparing two people that works only 8 hours a day, and someone who only works at until 12 hours a day. We cannot say that those who works 8 hours a day only is not don't have the work ethics as those who works 12 hours a day, because probably those who works for 8 hours a day can deliver more tasks within those short period of time. So for me, work ethics is, like I said just now lah, how can you deliver your task within the timely manner lah. I mean, if you can deliver more tasks within shorter period of time, that is better lah. But if let's say you need to stay on your toe for a couple of hours more, so that can be considered as another form of work ethics lah. Your willingness to work more so that you can achieve the target within the day. So yeah, that's all from me.
Okay. For second question, will you consider yourself to have a strong work ethic? Why?
It's kind of tough question lah, because I don't know how to measure myself punya work ethics, because all I can say is I believe that my teammates can rely on me because I know a lot of how to do the works. So let's say if one of my teammates is on MC or on emergency leave, so they can count on me lah to make sure that the delivery of the project uh, is not disrupted because some of the teammates is not present in the office. So I can say that uh, I'm quite reliable lah. Although I don't know how to measure my work ethics in the office.
Okay. Okay, third question. How long do you as an engineer?
I've been an engineer for what, 10 months?
Oh,
Yeah,
10
10 to
months.
11 months lah.
Okay. Let's say that you have a toxic workplace culture in your current job environment. How do you solve it?
Okay, so for the time I've been working here, working in my current company, I haven't faced any kind of toxic work culture lah. But if let's say I happen to face some people that is a bit toxic, so the way I handle those kind of thing is I try to distance myself a bit because it's not good for you to stay within to stay near with toxic people lah, because most people just try to take the winnings by themselves and they put the blame on other people. So to make sure you save yourself, so it's a as a cautionary action lah. You can distance yourself, but then try to engage as minimum as you can, just to make sure that the works, the delivery of the project is not it's not what they call it, disrupted. But then you are not really mingle with them because they could be backstabbing you, just to save yourself lah.
Okay, for the last question, what is ethical for engineer to request a development for a new design based on reduced standard? How for you, how apa ni? Based on reduced standard, how the ethical for engineer?
Okay, so reducing standards and cutting costs is quite a different thing though. This is something that you need to differentiate it very carefully, because you can cut the cost but without what they call it, jeopardizing the quality, the standards lah. But if let's say you are cutting costs by reducing the standards, so from my personal experience is, the more you reduce the standards, in the short run probably will benefits you most lah. But in the long run, the people you work with, technically speaking, your clients will start to measure your, what they call it, your quality of work, start to going down. So in the long run, you are running the company out of business lah, because by reducing the standards, then things not going to last for so long. So from my personal experience working as an engineer in telecommunication industry, let's say, okay, take an example of a cable lah, because in telecom industry we use a lot of cables, and there are some sites in the middle of forest, So let's say you are using a very cheap cable, and let's say suddenly got musang come to the site and gigit all the cables, right? So the cable won't last long. That's the price of cheap products lah. But if let's say you use a pretty high quality standard, pretty high quality cables, there is a cable where we call it anti-rodents cable, where it used to withstand rodents like mice and foxes lah. But it's quite expensive. The estimation of price is around 10 ringgit per meter, and usually we use around 80 meters per cable lah. So one cable only is like 800 ringgit. It's pretty expensive, but you can assure to the clients that with this much price, they can musang and those things that probably gigit all the cables is not their concern lah, because of the quality of the cables that you use in the site. So yeah, that's my opinion lah. The more you reduce the standards, then the clients also will not going with you lah. But if you keep up with them with the good quality products. They actually not really mind with the price of the product actually. It's business lah.
Uh, I think just the things that you just mentioned, they just explained to us is really like the things that we need to take note that we are currently still studying, right? So I think this is the thing that we need to take note so that we could use it for the in the future reference. So I think that's all about it. Thank you for lending us your attention or your focus, giving us the chance to interview. So I think that's
No
all
problem.
about it. Thank you.
Alright. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Okay.
How as the engineer to for the professional conduct of engineer as it should be. So okay, so first of all, I would like to introduce myself. With my friends also. So my name is Anas Naufal, and beside me is Afiq, and the right below is Shairis Shazwan, and can you give a little bit about your biodata, or you could introduce some of about your information or about your career, how you do your job as an engineer?
Okay, it's a simple introduction. My name is Michael Hujarim. Uh, I am a fresh graduate. Currently, my position in this industry is project come design engineer. So basically, I handle project and design the every aspect for the project lah. Mostly my project is making automation parts and jig for industry. My most of my client is from automotive industry. So that's all, I think.
Can we proceed with the first question?
Okay, so of course.
The first question is, define work ethic based on your perspective.
Okay. Work ethics. Work ethics basically is based on our morals. Morals of a human standard of human being. In engineering, with ethic, we can help the society in a better way. So ethics will include our decision, policies, and values that morally desirable in engineering practice and research. Um, so basically, this ethics uh, is more about our moral as a human.
Oh, okay. Next question. In Board of Engineers Malaysia, BEM, there are two main groups of engineers. Can you name it?
Okay. As a graduate engineer, uh, uh, of course, we need to daftar with BMM as a graduate engineer. Graduate engineer uh, is a successfully completed and accredited engineering program. So after you graduate, you can apply to be a graduate engineer. And then we have professional engineer. Professional engineer is, as you know, there will be IR IR title, right?
Yes.
The graduate engineer is obtained by practical experience after a few years, and then he must pass the professional assessment examination and specify all the requirement by BM. Uh, I think you can go through the step to get the IR by the Google. You just can Google from the internet.
Next question. Let's say you have misunderstanding regarding design with your team in your current position? How do you solve it?
Okay. Yes, of course. Usually we don't work by our own, and of course we will have misunderstanding in our team. In fact, it does happen only in the engineering team, but it will also involve other departments such as procurement, finance and suppliers, and or even subcon. That's why we need planning in before we run a project. It's very important to know the step and everything that we need before we run the project. That's why we have documents like such as Gantt chart and part list, and we need many more form. After you work in this field, you will understand. And then before we run the project, we need to clarify with everyone. Uh, but even with detail planning, there must be issue during the project. But there must be a solution for every problem or issue that we face. It can be temporary solution or it can be completely resolved by what by our capabilities at that time. So how I'm dealing with this misunderstanding or problem. We just sit down. We just sit down with our team. So we need of course by meeting. We need a lot of meeting, of course, and then we need clarify. Then we need to investigate the problem to determine to meet the common goal by looking back at the objective. So basically, you just look back at objective and find a simple way to solve the issue. Okay, and then lastly, after we have the solution, of course we need to agree. Sometimes we have our solution, but our teammate don't agree. So we need to have a solid solution, and that we can agree. Uh, and then to avoid this kind of problem uh, happen again, we need to plan, because in engineering there must be there always be a countermeasure, and we don't want to same problem to happen again.
Okay. Okay. For the last question, in the Code of Professional Conduct, it is stated that every registered engineer shall at all times uphold the dignity, high standing, and reputation of his profession. Why is it important for all engineers to strictly comply with this code of ethics?
Okay. Engineering lies in every aspect in our life. It involves safety of public. If we don't have a good moral and we just think about profit, it can affect many lives. Even a wrong choice of material can affect the structure, and something can cause very bad consequences. So, uh, therefore, it is essential that the member of the engineering profession should always perform their duties to the high standard of professional integrity. So, to make more investors from outside come to Malaysia, we need uh, we need to have a good work uh, which should good dignity in terms of our work, so they can trust our work and invest more into our country. Uh, so for for the good of the profession or the good society in general.
That's all our question. Yes.
Uh, uh, so I got to see that how you as an engineer solve like if there is any issue like or any like conflicts within your company, within your working areas. So I think I don't really have any question, but maybe after the session I could be and direct BMU if I got any. So I think that's all for me. So any other that has question want to inquire?
No. Another question.
So I think that's all about it. So thank you for like give a clarification to us about how you as an engineer handle such conflict within or maybe as a as a higher up, how you handle your employees, how you handle your workers as a team, and then uh, how you like defines the as the integrity that we should have as employees, and and how to like to have a a harmonized working environment within the company. So I think we get to know the real experience that through you. So rather than the things that we have been learning through the our studies. So which is rather than theoretically. So you could hear and that for the from you for the real work experience. So I think that's all about it. Thank you for like giving us a chance to interview, and thank you for the information that you gave us. I think that's all from us. Thank you, Mr. Daniel. Sir
Okay.
Haikal, sorry.
Thank you, Mr. Hakan.